The goblet squat is a brilliant variation of the squat, especially if you're training at home and perhaps have access to just dumbbells and kettlebells. As you can see here, I'm performing this with a dumbbell. There are lots of different ways of holding the dumbbell and kettlebell when performing this movement. The way that I'm showing here seems to be the most popular way of holding a dumbbell. So, one of the reasons we love the goblet squat is that the weight is out front. One, this is super safe because if I ever get to the bottom of a repetition and I realise I can't get up from it, it's very easy for me to jettison the weight rather than with a back squat where it's a little bit more difficult when the weight is on a barbell across your back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower myself down towards the ground by bending my knees and sending my hips backwards as if I am going to sit down on a very, very low stool that's just behind me. So what I'm going to do is lowering myself down towards the ground, I stop the movement before my lower back is able to round. Now, I have very, very long legs, so my squat mobility perhaps isn't fantastic, but I have worked on it a fair bit, so I'm still able to perform it with a good range of motion and get my upper legs beyond parallel to the floor without rounding my lower back. As you can see, I've set myself up with a slightly wider than shoulder width stance and my toes are pointing ever so slightly outwards. As I squat down, what's important is that I keep my knees tracking over those toes. So if you're not used to squatting, this may require a deliberate effort to stop your knees from falling inwards. Then I'll reverse that movement, standing back up, tall, making sure that my hips and torso all rise together as one unit. What we want to avoid is your hips rising up first and then your torso playing catch up so you can stand tall at the top of the movement. We want them all to rise together as one coherent unit. Now, if you are struggling to perform this movement with a deep range of motion, that means getting your upper legs somewhere near parallel to the ground without having to bend your body forwards a great deal, then one thing I can suggest is placing blocks or weight plates under your heels. Nothing too enormous, something maybe an inch in thickness or so at the most. Place those under your heels and it should allow you to hit a deeper range of motion without having to bend your body forwards too much, and you should be able to maintain a much more vertical torso throughout the movement.